Hey everybody, Jared here. I've got my Mimic, which I love putting him right there so you guys get to see him whenever I talk about Dragon Quest. Got my nice DQ shirt on. I actually love this thing. A slime draws near. What is your command? If you can see it over there. Anyway, whatever. We're going to talk about Dragon Quest today, and it's going to be another rant. These videos seem to get lots of views. You guys like to see me complain about Dragon Quest for some weird reason. So I'm sure by now you guys have heard that Dragon Quest Heroes has been announced for Japan for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. That's awesome news because those systems are region free, so it'll be an absolute breeze to import those games. And they're not like going to be text-heavy action. They're not going to be text-heavy RPGs. They're going to be an action RPG, and a lot of people are saying it's going to be basically like Dynasty Warriors type of thing, but maybe a little bit deeper and well set in the Dragon Quest universe. So that means it's going to be pretty easy to import that, and probably pretty easy to play it. So awesome! But I wanted to talk about Dragon Quest 7 because that was actually recently brought up in the media a couple of days ago, around the same time actually as the Dragon Quest Heroes announcement was made over in Japan. And that news was basically from the producer of the mobile versions of Dragon Quest that have been coming out. There's like, they're remaking some of the earlier Dragon Quest for iOS and Android, I think, or at least I think it is. Anyways, whatever, for cell phones, mobile devices, that will be released in North America and Europe and you know, basically outside Japan. So someone posed the question, basically, what does this mean for Dragon Quest 7? Will Dragon Quest 7 from the 3DS ever be brought over to North America? And the answer was really ridiculous. It was something like, well, you know, there's always a chance, but long story short, they're worried that they're going to have to spend too much money to translate the game because it is probably the most text-heavy Dragon Quest game because it's like the longest Dragon Quest game. And they're worried that, is it going to be financially worth it for them? Here's a clue, guys. How the hell do you know that it's going to be an absolute failure? Based on the previous ones, how many times do people like me have to go over this? If you guys refuse to support the series, it's never going to catch on here. It's kind of one of those things. I don't know what the hell Square-Enix is thinking. It's like they've got to release the game and it has to sell like 5 million units or, well, no, that's an epic failure. Come on, guys. The translation work, I know they said, well, we don't want to use the Dragon Warrior 7 translation. We want to have a new translation because we sort of picked our game up with Dragon Quest 8. Fine, alright, whatever. But, like, this is ridiculous to me. This is totally absurd. How do you expect to get sales if you refuse to give us the games? And mobile doesn't count. I mean, come on. I'm sure the games are doing well on mobile. It's the only reason we're probably continuously getting games in the Dragon Quest series on mobile. But for God's sakes, this series is a console and portable series. I find it ridiculous. I find this utterly... Like, I can't believe a producer would actually say that to, like, IGN and Silicon Era and all these other companies. Basically telling them, like, well, look... we don't have the resources, like, we don't think it's worth it, no one's going to really buy the game, and, yeah, there's always a chance, but, hey, there's a chance humans might learn how to fly on their own, how about that? So, basically, we are going through the next, dark age for the Dragon Quest series. We will not be getting any more Dragon Quest games, I don't think, period, on any... like platforms outside of mobile. And guess what, guys? That sucks, especially if you are a hardcore fan like I am. I don't want to play these games on my damn phone. I'm not a portable gamer for mobile devices. I want buttons. I want to like sit at my leisure. When my phone rings, I want to ignore it, not have like, you know, this message pop up on my game and like someone's calling. Like, this is stupid to me. This is so ridiculous. I understand why they would release games on mobile. If they're selling well, good. Sure, go ahead. You know, keep supporting mobile. I'm okay with that. But give us like these other games in the series. Like, this is retarded. We're still waiting for 10. We're still waiting for the remake of 7. We haven't received the Dragon Quest Monsters games, 2 games that have been released on the 3DS. I'm sure I'm missing more. I'm sure some of you guys are going to chime in and say other things, but this is nuts. This is completely ridiculous to me. And especially considering they're saying that like we might potentially get Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on the mobile platform, which would be the remakes of the Super Famicom remakes. What? Like, release those on like digital platforms. Put that crap on the Virtual Console, on the PlayStation Network, and Xbox Live Arcade. Like, I don't get it. Like, it totally blows my mind. This is not how you support a franchise and how you expect a franchise to take off. Like, I don't understand what these guys are thinking. And maybe you guys can leave a comment and sort of make sense of this, because I'm lost. I'm totally lost here. I just don't understand. This is not how you support a franchise. It's not how you market a franchise. You don't just release one-off game or say like, oh, well, we tried, and like, well, that's it. We're giving up now, and well, too bad. North Americans don't like it. That's it. How the hell do you know that? You put effort into one game, Dragon Quest VIII, and it was the highest-selling Dragon Quest ever released outside of Japan. Did it not sell 10 million units? Oh, shucks. What the hell did you expect? Dragon Quest VII was not even a blip on the radar here in North America. Dragon Warrior 7 on the PlayStation 1. Nobody gave a crap about that. That's why people like me who bought it and have it, why it's worth like 100 or 200 bucks today, because people are curious about the series and they want to go back and find out more about it. So, I don't get it. Like, I'm lost. I really don't get it. And then, like, Nintendo, that deal, that partnership, or whatever, the game sold well. I mean, they didn't do phenomenal. Again, not multi-million selling, million-selling individual games. And so that's it. Like, well, that's it. We give up. So long. Like, where would Final Fantasy be today with that attitude? You know where it would be? It would be still in Japan as a niche sort of series. It's because Square did not leave North America and Europe like Enix did. Enix took off after Dragon Quest IV. Just, you know, they didn't sell well, but it was horrible timing. Dragon Warrior 3 and 4 were terrible timing upon their release. Like, it was when the SNES was around. It was just really bad timing. And they're finally going to bring us Dragon Warrior 5, and that's when they're like, no, sorry, closing the doors. North Americans don't like Dragon Quest, we're leaving. It blows my mind. And yeah, I know that for Final Fantasy, we got Final Fantasy 1, and it didn't do well. So we didn't get Final Fantasy 2 and 3. We would end up getting Final Fantasy 4 on the Super Nintendo later on. But guess what, guys? They stayed with us. They kept pushing it because they knew that one day they would hit that magical something and the games would start to sell. Go back and look at the original sales for outside of Japan for games like Chrono Trigger, games like Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy, the North American 2 and 3. They weren't multi-million sellers, guys. They weren't. They did all right. They were slowly picking up in sales because more people were interested, more people were learning about the genre, and we're like, ooh, this sounds kind of cool. With Dragon Quest or Warrior, or whatever the hell you want to call it, they just didn't do that. So we went all of the Super Nintendo generation without anything, and then we went the entire PlayStation generation without anything. I mean, we got the Tolico, whatever the hell it is, side game. No one knew what the hell that was. And then we get Dragon Warrior 7 as this big, like, hoop-la-la thing at the tail end of the PlayStation 1's life. Like, come on. You really, truly expected that to sell as well as Final Fantasy 7? Like, are you, like, what? Are you absolutely mental? Like, no, of course not. That would never happen. As I destroy my mimic here. So, anyways, that's pretty much the end of my rant. I'm lost, man. With Square Enix, I'm not getting their business logic here whatsoever. It's a brand, guys. It's a brand. There's a reason people buy plushes like this. There's a reason why people buy statues, T-shirts like this. Why people love the series to this day. It's a great series. But if people don't know about the series, if people have never experienced the story, the deep gameplay, and just the incredible universe, how are they ever expected to purchase anything? It just doesn't make any sense. You guys need to release them. If they bomb, if they crash and burn, release 2 or 3. You've got other games to offset the losses. Just for God's sakes, give it a try. And like I said, I don't count those DS games because most people, they had heard of it and it was picking up. The sales were good, they just weren't incredible. But if you would have done like Dragon Quest 8, if Dragon Quest 9 would have had the same marketing push and the same oomph, I guarantee you it would have been a bigger success than it was here. And the same deal with Dragon Quest X. If you guys would have made this like some huge event here, you could have really, really made some inroads in the North American market. But now here we are, guys. Unless you like mobile gaming, we're finished. We are not going to get a Dragon Quest game for probably another decade or longer. So that sucks. That truly sucks, and you've got no other choice but to import. And heaven help us if Dragon Quest 11 is announced on the Wii U or the 3DS, we're pretty much screwed because you've got to purchase a Japanese system in order to play the game. But if it's released on the PlayStation hardware, well, then I might not complain so much because region free, and I can most likely just pick it up on my own. So what do you guys think of that news that basically we confirming that Dragon Quest VII, the remake on the 3DS, is pretty much not going to happen for the worldwide market? You as ticked off as me? Are you basically like, well, yeah, we are in the second dark age of Dragon Quest, and basically, yay, long live mobile. Ooh. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out. I've said my piece, and it sucks. Square Enix, I hope you're watching, I hope you're listening, and for God's sakes, I hope you learned something.